Hey guys, just wanted to make a real quick video of this wiring harness. I have the debate with people quite often. Most people know I do. Usually all new wiring harnesses in these cars. And so I was in the process of doing this one in this section under the hood here. I came across this. And so people a lot of times will say, there's no need for that. It's overkill. You know, wires are wires. It doesn't matter if they're 50 years old. You know, if everything's fine, everything's fine. Why would you, you're wasting your time, or, it's not justified. So this mess of stuff here was a minute ago, 2 minutes ago, before I started pulling it off. It looked just like this. It was just in the wiring harness. You couldn't tell there was anything wrong. I didn't assume there was anything wrong. I was just doing what I normally do, making a new wiring harness. But as I pulled the tape back, this whole section here, it's getting a little worse as I pull the wires apart, but this whole section was melted. Something over the years, somehow something had a short, and it melted all the wires together, and they were just in one big clump. And things may have worked, most things may have worked. There were a couple of, there were spliced wires and things in this car. So sometimes, say the horn doesn't work, and a guy, instead of tracing this down, which I understand, this is not an easy thing to do, instead of chasing all this down, they just run a new power wire to the horn or something, and they think, the problem is solved. But that's definitely not solving the problem. And in my mind, it's only a matter of time before an issue like this comes up to bite you in the ass in the long run. So this is why I do, almost all new wires in these cars most of the time. It's for things like this, because God forbid you're driving your family in this car and it catches on fire, because it's only a matter of time. This stuff gets hot, and it's already melted together for whatever reason. At some point, could have been 50 years ago, and it's been fine for 50 more years. But do you want to take that chance when you're driving your family around in this car? So to all the people who are always debating with me and arguing with me and saying it's a big waste of time, here's a good example of why I don't think it's a waste of time. And I understand why most shops don't do it. It is really time consuming. Takes up a lot of time, and I guess if you're just charging people by the hour, that can get pretty expensive. But I don't know, I feel like if I'm restoring a car for somebody or for myself, I don't want to skip any steps. And to me, it's a necessary step to replace the wiring. So it's not that difficult. If this is, if it's your own car and you're building your dream car and you're going to be driving your family around in it, take the time. It'll take you a lot of hours. Spend a few weekends out there after work or something, get a beer and invest in a wiring diagram. You can see I get mine and I color them. It makes it a lot simpler for me to follow. So I spend time on this, obviously, but this is what I do for a living. But spend a little time, spend 2 hours or so, get a diagram, color it, spend some time coloring it and stuff, and then come out here and get you some wire. I use military spec wire. Get a gauge chart if you're not familiar with it. Make sure you use the right size wires, and it's not as complicated as you might think. If you have the wire diagram, follow the wire diagram, make all new wires, and you'll never have a problem. You never have to worry about your family being safe, or car catching on fire, or anything like that, or all the other issues that I'm constantly hearing. Every time I drive my car, something else goes wrong. These damn cars. And they're always these damn cars, blaming the cars. But if you take the necessary steps, this shit's all 50 plus years old. So if you do a good job restoring it in the first place, or over the years as you own it, take the time, instead of fucking around doing dumb shit. Take putting air ride and 22-inch rims and shit like that. Take that money and that time and invest in a wiring harness first, and make your car reliable and safe. And then then you can get some of that other stuff. I mean, I get it, but just wanted to share this with you guys. Prime example of why I do what I do. Hope it helps somebody. See y'all later.